Hi, this is Kashpunisa Bagewari. Welcome to my channel. In the series of Amazon S3 properties, we are in the second part. In the first part, we already saw the object versioning. So in this is second part about S3 encryption. So in this video, we are going to see how we can encrypt our data in transit, and at the rest, we will have some hands-on demo also. So let's start. So let's see first what is the agenda. So for this video, our aim is how we can make our S3 bucket secure. So we will see first what is data encryption in general, and we will see Amazon S3 default encryption. This is nothing but the S3 property, default encryption. Then we will see encryption types like server-side encryption and client-side encryption. So let's start with what is data encryption. This is general. So in general, what is actually is data encryption. So this is the how we can encrypt our data to make it secure. So data is at the core of business today, and data security is basic demand of any business. So nowadays for any business, data security is so important. Every company want to make their data more secure. So data encryption offers a solid way to make sure that data stays secure. So every company want to make everybody want to make their data should be secure while they are storing on cloud or any data or their on premise anywhere. So data encryption is the process of converting raw data into a coded form to help you to ensure that only authorized parties can read it. So what is actually data encryption? It is nothing but you can convert your raw data into coded form. So nobody can read your data except the authorized parties. So those having the authorization, those having permission, those having the key of that encryption, only those people can read your data. Other people cannot read your data. This is the aim of data encryption. So encryption often uses a key stored separately from the data to ensure that only the key holders can read it. So how can you encrypt your data? It is you can have one key. So with the help of that key, you can encrypt your data, and you have to store that key separately. You don't have to store your key with your data. If you keep both together, so anybody who get the access to your data, they will got the key and they can encrypt decrypt data, and they can have they can your data can be leaked. So you have to store your key separately from the data. So it may be more secure way you have to choose to store your key. So data encryption protects your stored data against theft, ransomware attacks, and other security risks. If an attacker gets access or hold of your data, then they won't be able to do anything with it unless they also get a hold of a key to decrypt it. So if anybody got your access to your data, but if you store your data encrypted, if your data is encrypted, then not that person cannot do anything with that. So unless and until they have key. So if your data is encrypted, so it will be always secure, so nobody can use you, nobody can read your data, and that data will be useless for that person. So it is the very important. So how you can make secure your data? So data encryption is nothing but converting a raw data into a coded form with the help of key. Okay, now we just saw the what is encryption in general. So we will see now in Amazon S3 default encryption for S3 bucket. So default encryption is nothing but a property of S3 bucket, Amazon S3 default encryption provides a way to set the default encryption behavior for an S3 bucket. So you can enable default encryption for your S3 bucket. So you can, if you are using S3 bucket, you want to make sure that your data should be secure at the rest. So you can use default encryption. You can set default encryption on bucket so that all new objects are encrypted when they are stored in the bucket. So if you enable default encryption, so all your objects within that bucket will be get encrypted. So all the data, all the objects will get the default encryption by default. You can set this property at the bucket level. You can use the AWS SDK, Amazon S3 REST API, CLI or S3 console to enable the default encryption. So you can enable default encryption property from SDK, S3 API, CLI or Amazon S3 console. After you enable default encryption for a bucket, the following encryption behavior applies. So there is no change to the encryption of the object that exists in the bucket before default encryption was enabled. So if you are having already some objects in your bucket, so there will be no effect on the previously uploaded object. So this default encryption will apply to the new object you store. So when you upload object after enabling default encryption, then what will happen? If your put request header don't include encryption information, Amazon S3 uses the bucket's default encryption setting to encrypt the object. So if you enable default encryption and you are calling the put request and you didn't add any encryption information in the header, in that case Amazon S3 uses the default encryption setting. So whatever, when you enable default encryption, what option you choose, it will apply while uploading your object. If your put request header include encryption information, Amazon S3 uses the encryption information from the put request to encrypt objects before restoring them in Amazon S3. If you explicitly added some encryption information, in that case Amazon S3 will use that information instead of default encryption. So you can have different encryption property for your objects in Amazon S3. Okay. So now we will see encryption types. Now we will see what are the different encryption types available in Amazon S3. So we will see one by one. Data protection refers to protecting data while in transit. Transit means as it travels to and from Amazon S3. And at rest, what is at rest means while it is stored on disk in Amazon S3 data center. So when you want to protect your data, there may be two options. First may be in transit, and means what is this mean by in transit? Means while you your data is transferring from your local system to Amazon S3. So and that second option is at rest. At rest means when you store your data in Amazon S3, when it is stored on the S3 disk, at that time you want to protect your data, so you can do encryption at rest also and in transit. So for Amazon S3 there are two options. So to encrypt your data, first is in transit and second is at rest. So you can protect data in transit using secure socket layer or transport layer security or client side encryption. So if you want to protect your data in transit, for that what you can use? You can use SSL or TLS. So with the help of SSL or TLS, you can protect your data while in transit, while storing in Amazon S3. You have the two options for protecting data at rest in Amazon S3. So, okay, if you want to use encryption at rest, means while your data is storing in Amazon S3, you want to store it securely. So, while rest, when you want to encrypt your data, you are having two options. First is server side and second is client side. So, what is server side encryption? You request Amazon S3 to encrypt your object before saving it on disk in its data center and then decrypt it when you downloaded the object. What is the server side encryption means? When that is nothing but your data will be stored at that Amazon S3. It will be stored at the disk of Amazon S3 data center. Means while at the rest. So you are also having three options uh, for server side encryption. First is SSE S3, SSE KMS, and SSE C. So in the next slide we will see one by one in detail. And the second option at rest you are having at client side encryption. So what is client side encryption? Encrypt data client side and upload the encrypted data to Amazon S3. In this case, you manage the encryption process, the encryption keys and related tool. So, about server side encryption, Amazon S3 will take care of encryption and decryption process. For client side encryption, you have to take care. So, in this, you have to upload the encrypted data. So in this server side, you uploaded unencrypted data and Amazon S3 will encrypt and decrypt it for you. But in case of client side option, if you select it, you have to encrypt your data at your side. Okay. Now let's see one by one in detail. So first is server side encryption. So what is server side encryption? It is encryption of data at its destination by the application or service that receives it. In our case, it is Amazon S3. Amazon S3 encrypts your data at the object level as it writes it to disk in its data center and decrypt it for you when you access it. Okay, means when you upload your objects, when you are storing your object in S3, so Amazon S3 take care of your encryption and description before storing in your data in the disk in the data center. Okay, so you have three mutually exclusive options depending on how you choose to manage the encryption keys. So server side encryption with Amazon S3 managed keys. So you are having three options for server side. First is SSE S3, means it is nothing but managed by Amazon S3. When you use SSE S3, each object is encrypted with a unique key. Amazon S3 uses a unique key for each object. As an additional safeguard, it encrypts the key itself with a master key that is regularly rotated. So what Amazon S3 doing for this encryption? They encrypt our data for a unique key. Unique key is unique for each object, and for additional safeguard, the key is also get encrypted and it get rotated regularly with that master key. Amazon S3 server-side encryption uses one of the strongest block cipher available, that is 256-bit advanced encryption standard, that is AES 256 to encrypt your data. So what Amazon S3 is using to encrypt and decrypt your data? It uses AES 256, that is nothing but 256-bit advanced encryption standard. So moving to the second type, this is server-side encryption at with server-side encryption with customer master keys stored in Amazon Key Management Service. That is nothing but SSE KMS. So if you don't want to use SSE S3, so you want to manage, you want to use your own keys that are stored in a KMS, so you can use this option. So SSE KMS is similar to SSE S3 but with some additional benefits and charges for use this service. SSE S3 is free and it is the default. It is provided by Amazon S3, but if you choose SSE KMS, it is with additional charges and you will get some additional benefit. So unlike SSE S3, you can create and manage encryption keys yourself, or you can use a default CMK key that is unique to you for the service that is being used. That is in case S3 and the region you are working in it. For about KMS, you will have every user have one default CMK key for that particular region. For every particular service you can use that default key also, or you can create your own CMK key and you can use that also. There are separate permissions for the use of CMK that provides added protection against unauthorized access of your object in Amazon S3. So CMK having that advantage, so you can have different permissions, and for the use of CMK keys you can set permission who can use it, who not having that access. So you will have the better advantage to keep secure your key. So if you want to set some permission at the user level, you can use CMK key. When you create a CMK using KMS instead of using default CMK, you get more flexibility as you can create, rotate and disable the encryption key. If in case you don't want to use default CMK key, so you can use your own key in KMS and you will have again benefit. So you can create and you can rotate and you can disable it as so you will have more control on your CMK key. As KMS is integrated with CrowdTrail with CMK with SSE KMS, you can also audit the usage of the key, like when, by whom, for what purpose the key was used. You can also give separate permission for the use of an envelope key. So with the this is the benefit. So you can take track of your CMK key usage. You can set separate permission and you will have more advantage as compared to SSE S3. So you can get CMK SSE KMS with the additional benefit, but it is with the charges apply for your KMS. So this is beneficial and you can choose as per your requirement. So now moving to the third type of our server-side encryption, that is nothing but SSEC. So SSEC means customer provided key. Means you can provide your key to Amazon S3 to encrypt and to decrypt your data. So customer have to provide their own key with the with your put request. Okay, let's see. With SSEC, client manages the encryption keys itself, whereas AWS manages the encryption or decryption part. There are no additional charges like SSE S3. This is again free type of option. So a client has to send encryption key along with the object to be uploaded in a request. So you have to, when you are uploading any object, you have to pass encryption key along with your data. S3 then encrypt the object using the provided key, and the object is stored in S3. So in this case, encryption process is uh, performing at the S3 level only, but you have to pass your encryption key, and S3 encrypt the your object before storing, and your data get stored, your data, encrypted data will get stored in Amazon S3. Note that the encryption key is deleted from the system. The S3 will never store your key. It only use it to encrypt and decrypt your data. After that, it get deleted. When the user want to download or retrieve the object, it has to supply the encryption key in the request. Okay, while uploading, you provided encryption key, but while downloading also, when you want to retrieve your data, at that time also you have to supply, you have to pass your encryption key, so that Amazon S3 can decrypt your data with the help of that key, and then you can retrieve your data. So S3 first verifies that it is the correct encryption key. After the successful match, it decrypts the object and returns it to the client. So this is the how SSEC works. So you are managing your own encryption key, and you just passing your encryption key along with the data at the time upload or download the objects. Okay, I think you understand this. Okay, let's move to the next part. Now we are going to see client side encryption. So what is the client side encryption? It is nothing but the act of encrypting data before sending it to Amazon S3. So you can encrypt your data before sending to S3. Means your data already encrypted, and you are you are uploading your encrypted data in Amazon S3. So here Amazon S3 will not encrypt and decrypt your data. It is encrypted by yourself. So it puts all the responsibility of the encryption heavy lifting onto the user. Rather than allowing AWS to encrypt your data, you perform the encryption within your own data center and upload the encrypted data directly to AWS. So here all responsibility at your side if you choose this type of option. So S3 client-side encryption also comes in two options. There are also two options available. One is server-side master key storage, and second is client-side master key storage. So what is server-side master key storage? With this option, you can use an AWS KMS CMK for client-side encryption when uploading or downloading data in Amazon S3. So you can use AWS KMS for encryption to data, and this is nothing but server-side key storage. So your data is your key is stored at the server side, and you will use that key and you encrypt data, and then you have to upload your data. And what is the second option? Client side master key storage. With this option, you use a master key that is stored with your application for client side data encryption. In client side master key storage, your master key aren't stored on AWS server. You will have, and you will take full responsibility for the encryption. So here this is nothing but key. You are owning the key. You are having your own key at your own data center. The key is already managed by yourself. So this is client side master key. you are storing that key at your end. So here is nothing, no responsibility at the Amazon S3 side. So you are going to use your own master key that is stored in your own data center. You encrypt your data, then upload to S3. While you want to download, you will download your encrypted data, and then you can decrypt it. So as if you are having some compliance purpose, you having like this requirement, so you can use client side encryption, but that you are having uh, full control and you are having all responsibility of your key and of your data. So okay, I think you understand. Now we will have some hands-on demo on S3 encryption. So I logged into my AWS account and now I am on my S3 management console. So we will see how we can encrypt your enable default encryption. So suppose this is my bucket. Okay, I am going to click on this bucket. So how you can, where you can see if it is encrypted or decrypted. Here you can go in properties and it is the default encryption. So here you can enable or disable your encryption. So it is now showing AES 256, means this bucket is already encrypted. When you click on this, you can see we are having three options here. None means if you don't want to use encryption. So this is nothing but none. So your data will be not encrypted. And if you see AES 256, it is nothing but SAC S3. So we already see this. This is the option. With the help of that, you can just upload your data and S3 will, Amazon S3 will take care of all your encryption. So it will store all key also and encrypt and decrypt your data behalf of you. So if you want to use AWS KMS, so you can select from here with this drop down. You can select your default CMK key or you can create your own CMK key and you can use this one. So this is nothing but the chargeable. So KMS charges will apply, and this SAC S3 is the free service. So you can use this and you can save it. It is already enabled for me. You can change it anytime. So we will see when we are having objects. So I'm going to close this and going to overview. So you can see I'm having here two objects from my previous videos. So if I click this first object, puppy.jpg, so you can see here in the properties part, encryption is AES 256. It is nothing but SSE S3. So this is my object is encrypted. So okay, I'm going to close this. Now I am going to show about this S3 versioning demo. At that time my encryption was disabled. So it was showing encryption none. If you are not using any encryption, by default it is null. So or if you are having enable, so whatever the option you selected, it going to show it here. Okay. So that's it for this video. I think you I hope you understand this. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the like button. If you having any query, you can put your query in the comment box. See you in the next time with the more object S3 properties. Stay safe, stay updated. Thank you so much.